Everything kind of changed in an instant.
Just like that.
Just like that. I would liken it to kind of an electronic sniping.
Nausea,
Yes.
headaches,
Yes.
blurred vision,
Yes.
balance and memory issues.
Yes.
Are you suffering?
Yes.
Who put it together?
My mom. And honestly, she had been asking me for 6 months, well, this Havana syndrome thing, do you think you could have that? They came back to me and said, okay, we have a process in place. I had already successfully talked my way into a treatment program, and I had managed to make that happen privately and have been paying for it myself.
What do you want people to know?
We got this as a result of serving our country, and we deserve to be taken care of.
With all the medication, can you start a family?
No. There are medications that are counterindicated for pregnancy. It would not be safe. And on top of that, I'm not sure I'll ever be able to work again. I mean, I've lost everything.
All right. So did y'all see that bullshit? I'm sorry. I gotta call bullshit because I just rolled over a dead rat. Anyway, wow. So you see how, I mean, obviously, you know, people who have been targeted for decades, you know, they're fully aware of the capabilities of this technology, this weaponized technology at that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, they're really trying to spin this shit to make it sound like it's some type of mental disorder or some type of disability or something that people could just go to the doctor and get some medications for. No, instead of actually, because I don't think they're really doing the so-called, you know, research in the investigation that they claim to be doing. Because look, I'm a regular civilian who just happens to, you know, set his mind to looking into things, and once he find out what these things are, it's like, okay, so, you know, it's no secret that anything that the medical industry and the tech industry creates, if it's used to help people in some way, trust and believe the military has made contact with someone working with one of them companies or one of them facilities and said, hey, we want you to weaponize this. You know, and then they'll basically write up some contracts for them to be able to do these things. Now, you hear the side effects this lady is claiming that she has. All of the same exact things that's happening to targeted individuals. Or maybe I don't know. They want us to basically flip it and call ourselves, you know, Havana syndrome victims. Well, actually, no, we can't even call ourselves that, because in order for us to have been Havana syndrome victims, we had to have been, you know, an employee of the U.S. government and working in specific areas when the attacks occurred. Never mind the fact that, you know, there are citizens who's not even a part of the army who actually have this technology that's using it on people for petty reasons, such as, you know, oh, that's the girl that lived down the street from me who told me no to giving me her phone number, so now I'm gonna use some technology to stalk her. Or, oh, that's the lady that called the cops on me because me and my girl got into a fight, so now I'm gonna use this technology to mess with her and her children. You know, it's like they're basically trying to give like a green light to just allow people to continue being harassed and basically virtually assaulted, on towards their central nervous system, and it's a slap in the face to anybody who's like, I'm gonna just focus on America. Like, it's a slap in the face to anyone who's like in America who huh? Oh yeah, I was kind of bullshitting, really, but yeah, it's like a slap in the face to, like, any American who basically reads. Like, if you read, if you read and you know how to find laws, you know how to study, you know how to do all kinds of things, to basically make sure you are correct and you're not being taken advantage of, or whatever the case may be, you will find that a lot of the stuff that's happening to us, it's not secret, it's not hidden. It's the only problem is you don't necessarily know exactly who is doing it, but you can basically trace or track where the energy is coming from. I mean, it's directed energy. It's using energy that seems like it comes from out of nowhere, but it doesn't come from out of nowhere. It's coming from everywhere. Why? Because people aren't paying attention to the fact that every single electronic device, especially cellular, Wi-Fi, these radio towers, everything basically is all this stuff, all of this stuff is basically, releasing energy, synthetic energy at that, into the space around us, And then if you have studied scalar wave or scalar weaponization, it literally takes the energy particles from the air, the places around us, or the devices around us, and it focuses it into a tight beam, and then they direct that energy at somebody. I mean, honestly, they can basically take this energy, direct it onto someone's brain, cause whatever type of cognitive or psychological effects that they want, but aside from that, I mean, Sonny. Oh. But yeah, so I'm just like this is just like, oh man. And I really hate how this is they're gonna maybe possibly get away with, and I'm like, no, there's no way they're gonna get away with something like this. Because I mean, for as long as I'm alive, and as long as there's always gonna be a whistleblower, NSA, CIA, FBI, they all know. And if you're working in the government and you don't know about this technology, and you don't know that it's being used against your own citizens, and you don't know that it's being used against, your family members, friends who are not, prepared for combat of this sort or things like that. I mean, come on now. You can't be that sleep. You can't be out here serving in the military and not realize that the people that you're supposed to be fighting for are basically being, tormented with weapons that they have no idea is being used against them. I mean, how does an average Joe defend against frequencies that are basically manipulating their brain? How does the average person who don't know or understand that the human brain works like a radio receiver, and how, So yeah, like I was saying before, it's really a lot of BS, man. It's a lot of BS, and it's like, this should not be something else that waits like another 40, 50 years before finally, get some attention in the news, and then, politicians of America do their magic and try to see if they can work their way around anyone being held responsible or accountable for what's already happening, But it is what it is. I mean, the most we could do is just I guess we just take our time and, well, I don't know about take our time, but I don't know. Something's got to be done because this stuff is not undetectable and it's not impossible to stop. It's not impossible to find out who's doing what. It's just that whoever's leading this whole eugenics, this cyber holocaust, what they're doing is they're being protected in a sense, but one of the best ways to basically try to, I guess, kill all that protection that they have is to keep recording everything that's going on in our lives. We have to keep recording keep recording what's going on in your homes, keep recording make sure you go to the doctor, get your blood work, see, get an MRI of your brain, because there are, I believe there are ways to tell if cells have been destroyed or harmed, very specific ways, so. But I don't know. Hey, at the end of the day, I lean on God through everything, man. Cause in order to deal with things that seem like it's almost, to deal with worldly things that seem like it may be a mountain worth of unfairness and things like that. You got to lean on something that's not of the world, and that's why I lean on God. I pray, but I also work diligently towards what I'm praying for. Just praying for things to go away, but you're not actively doing anything other than praying is it. I'm not gonna say it's not effective, but it can speed it up a little bit more, though. It can speed it up a little bit more. So if you're praying and you're also actively doing things towards what you are praying for, then more than likely you can definitely, you'll definitely see things come to fruition. But anyway, just wanted to make sure I added that part in there and, let everybody know we all in this together, Havana syndrome victim or targeted individual. We all being attacked by the same weapons, the same people, maybe not the same people, under the same umbrella or under the same group, possibly. It's all just a matter of time, really. It's all just a matter of time. Anyway, as always, take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.